He had his pants on and was crouched by the door when another telltale squeak came from the stairs. "No one's after you," he told himself. Okay, so why was someone sneaking up on the stairs in the dead of night? The past has a way of catching up with you, he thought. He had made some very dangerous enemies. One of them could have discovered where he was holed up, ready for his next assignment. Logan turned the knob, attempting to muffle any sound with the hand that held the gun. The warped doors scraped open with a sound like a bone splintering. The windowless hall was pitch black, shapes discernible only by degrees of darkness. No one was there, but he sensed someone stealthily moving up the stairs just around the corner of his sight. He waited, back pressed to the wall, his finger on the Glock's trigger. The air in the short hallway reeked of stale beer. From the alley behind the bar came the screeching of two tomcats, itching for a fight. The shadow reached the top stair, then hunkered down. Logan cursed himself for not being more careful. Always be certain there are two ways out. The shadow darted to one side, then hit the floor, rolling to the opposite wall before Logan could aim his gun. "Gotcha," yelled the man. Logan shoved the Glock into his waistband, instantly recognizing the voice. "Brody Adams, you son of a bitch. What are you doing? Trying to get killed?" The man surged to his feet, chuckling. "You're in kick-ass form. I can't even blindside you while you're getting laid." "Give me a second," Logan said. "Let me get my clothes." Back in the room, the woman was still huddled in the darkness. Logan found his t-shirt and windbreaker on the floor, then handed her a $100 bill. Even in the moonlight filtering through the burlap, the woman recognized the new Franklin $100 bill. A fortune in Argentina. "Sugar, sugar," she cried as he left. Out in the hall, Logan asked his partner, "What are you doing here? Don't tell me you were so bored that you decided if you could catch me off guard." Brody crooked his head toward the stairs, indicating they should talk outside. Logan silently followed him down the wood-plank staircase. Brody probably wanted to tell him the security clearance had finally come through. Outside the building, the night air was cool and refreshing after the stale room. Brody Adams turned to him, his expression dead serious. "Logan, your security clearance is on hold." From the time he was a child, living at the camp, Logan had tutored himself to show no emotion. Years as a member of the Cobra Force had reinforced those early lessons. He stoically listened while Brody explained the situation. With those few words, Logan McCord's life completely changed forever, just as it had so many years ago. Brody waited, obviously anticipating a response to the bombshell he just delivered. Logan shrugged off the news. After all, danger had always been his best friend. Chapter 1. Instead of returning home after the dance, Kelly Taylor drove to her office. A lover's moon hung over Cathedral Rock, illuminating the magnificent spire and the surrounding red rock formations. The blue-white glow cast deep shadows across the unique Pueblo-style buildings, making the adobe appear a shade darker than it did in daylight. At times like this, when most of Sedona was asleep and the only sound was the lonely, soul-stirring cry of a coyote seeking its mate, Kelly missed the big city. Arizona had been her home for most of her 31 years. She'd lived in the East for the last decade, attending college, then working in New York City. Returning to Sedona, even though its quaint beauty appealed to her, took some adjusting. She parked her temperamental Toyota in the newspaper's lot. The only noise came from the rear of the Adobe complex where the antiquated press was cranking out the bi-weekly edition of the Sedona Sun. Inside, Kelly dropped her evening bag onto her desk, then rifled through her messages, thinking she should go home. But deeply ingrained habits were hard to break. For as long as she could remember, she had slept until almost noon, then worked all night. Her usual schedule did not allow for time with Pop, and time had become all too precious. "Go home now," she muttered to herself. "Set your alarm for sunrise so you can have breakfast with Pop." A sharp, insistent knock interrupted her thoughts, echoing through the deserted building. A warning bell sounded in the back of her brain. Who would come to the newspaper office at this hour? The second knock caused the skin on the back of her neck to tighten. She walked out of her small office into the semi-dark day room.